Bendiga, hermano, la paz de Cristo con ustedes.
May God bless you all, and may the peace of the Lord be with each of you.
En este momento me estoy dirigiendo a ustedes
Right now I'm directing myself toward you
para hacerles un recuento de los daños que han sucedido a raíz del nuevo huracán Iota.
to kind of give you a summary of all of the events that have occurred as a result or an aftermath of Hurricane Iota.
Y me voy a ahorita centrar en dos comunidades que son muy amadas por nosotros y también por ustedes que han estado ya, por ejemplo, la comunidad de Locote y la colonia Savillon.
Right now I'm going to focus on two communities that have been highly affected, and they are communities that are loved by many of you because you've worked there alongside with us, and they are the Ocote community and the Savillon community.
Ok, la primera vez yo les envié un reporte de los daños que había hecho ETA.
The first time I sent you a report of the damages caused by ETA,
Hubo el río que pasa por el medio del Ocote hizo muchos daños en la comunidad.
the river that passes through El Ocote did a lot of damage or caused a lot of damage in the community.
Y yo les envié fotografías en esa ocasión de los daños.
And I've sent you pictures and photographs of the damage caused by ETA.
Pero ahora con el nuevo huracán, como la tierra ya estaba saturada de agua,
But now with this new hurricane, since the land was already saturated, it was already filled with water,
los daños fueron el triple.
the damage was tripled.
Ahora derrumbó casas,
Now there were landslides and houses that were buried in mud.
como el pastor Osman, que fue el primer pastor que tuvo el pastor Jeremías.
Like Pastor Osman, who was the first pastor that Pastor Jeremias had above him.
Ahora él perdió todo, perdió su casa, se la llevó el río, quedó en la nada.
He lost everything. He lost his house. He lost everything he owned, and he has nothing due to the river taking it.
Y no sé cuántas familias en el Ocote porque es imposible llegar allá.
And I have no idea how many more families this happened to in El Ocote because it's impossible to get up there right now.
Y ese agua está brotando de las montañas como hasta la colonia Savillon.
The water
e
is
hizo
falling
mucho daño
from the
también
mountains
con ETA.
as if that same river as if it were a lot of damage waterfalls with ETA
Con mucho lodo,
in Colonia Savillon,
mucha piedra, y ahora
with a lot of
con este nuevo
trees
huracán
coming
Iota,
along with it and a lot
los daños
of
fueron también mayores
many
en la
stones
colonia
and
Savillon.
rocks. And now in Colonia Savillon, Iota also caused severe damages.
El agua está
The
brotando
water
de las montañas
was so
como si
strong that it
fueran
was about
cataratas.
to.
The
that it
water
was
is falling
almost
from
about
the
to
mountains
kill
as if it
Pastor
were-
Jeremias'
as if
mom
it were
Y muchos niños.
and many
waterfalls.
children.
Pero la comunidad los rescató
with
a
lots
tiempo,
of
But the
mud.
community
mucha piedra,
saved them on
muchos
time
árboles.
with a lot
Y
of
ahora la
trees
iglesia de
coming
Locote
along with
está
it and a
sirviendo de
lot
refugio.
of. And now the church in El
many
Ocote
stones
is
and
serving
rocks.
as a refugee place.
Estuvieron las crecidas
So I have
a
a
punto de
list
matar a la
of
mamá
the
del pastor
needs that
Jeremías.
are the water
required right now
was
in
so
that
strong that
community.
it was about
Hay un
to
aproximado
that it
de
was
100
almost
a
about to
120
kill
bolsas
Pastor
de
Jeremias'
provisión que
mom.
necesitamos llevar los niños.
There are
And many
about
children.
Pero la
100 to
comunidad los rescató a
120
tiempo.
but the community
bags
saved
of
them on
food
time
and
Y ahora la
that
iglesia de Locote está
we need to be
sirviendo
able
de
to
refugio
get
And
now
for
the
them.
church in El
porque
Ocote
ellos
is
están
serving as a
comiendo frutas y
refugee
se están
place.
manteniendo con
As a
galletas
refugee
del
shelter,
campo,
excuse me.
y la iglesia de la colonia Savillon y la escuela están sirviendo también
But the
de
entire
refugio.
community
The
is doing is
church
that they're trying to
and
eat the
La
wild
Colonia
fruit that they can
Savillon
find
and the school are
around
also
the land
serving
around
as
them,
refugee shelters.
because the
Hemos
food that was
tratado de
provided for
traer
them
a
is
la
no longer
comunidad
available.
para
They've
acá,
already
para
eaten it all.
tenerlos en nuestra también instalaciones de necesidad básicas es el
We've
agua.
tried to
Their
get the
basic
people of the
need, the
community
most
to come down
basic
here
need
so
right
we
now
can
is
shelter
water.
them in
Entonces,
our
comida y agua.
church
So
building
water
in
and
Ministerio
food.
Nuevo Edén.
Tenemos que
Pero
llevar
ellos no
muchas
se
bolsas
quieren.
de agua.
But they
We
don't
have
want to
to
move
provide
Dicen
a
que donde
lot
están ahí se
of
sienten seguros y no quieren dejar
many,
sus
many,
propiedades.
many bags. They
of
said
water.
that where
Por lo
they're
menos
at
tenemos
is
que
where they
llevar
feel
Pampers.
safe and
We
they
have
don't
to
want to
also
leave
take
their
diapers.
land, their property.
Papel
Ellos
higiénico,
no están yendo a sus
Toilet
casas
paper.
que fueron golpeadas.
They're not going
Sanitarias
to their
para mujeres.
households. They're not going to
Sanitary
their houses
supplies for women.
that were damaged by the
Jabón.
water.
Ellos están, como les
soap.
dije ya, en la
Y algunos
escuela,
medicamentos.
y en los
And some
templos,
medication.
en las casas
Porque
de
hay mucha
oración.
gente
As I
enferma.
Because
previously
there are a lot of
stated,
people who are
they
sick.
are
We're in the
staying
middle of
in
the
the
pandemic.
church
Jarabes para la
buildings
tos,
and in the school. We have
pero
to
ellos
have
están
cough syrup,
apretados ahí.
but they're really
Acetaminofén.
tight in there.
Y entonces
Tylenol.
tengo una lista de las necesidades que hay en
que
esa
no tienen
comunidad. No
So I have a
necesitan
list
prescripción
of
médica.
and
the
other things that
needs
don't
that
require
are
a medical prescription.
required right now in
Tenemos
that
una
community.
situación bien
Hay un
complicada.
aproximado
We have a
de
really
100
complicated
a
situation right now.
120 bolsas de provisión que necesitamos llevar.
There are
se podrían decir
about
apocalípticas.
100 to 120
We have something that's
bags
to really
of food and provision
kind of,
that
apocalyptic
we need to be able
seeming
to get
dimensions.
Porque ellos están
Porque las
comiendo
tierras,
frutas y se
las
están manteniendo
montañas
con
están
puras
abriendo
frutas
por la
del
mitad.
campo.
because the
porque no
mountains are
tienen alimento
opening
ahorita. Todo se
from
les
they're
acabó lo que
splitting
les
from the
habían
middle.
llevado.
What the entire community is doing is that they're trying to
las
eat the
casas
wild
se están
fruit that they can
partiendo por la
find,
mitad.
and
Around
houses
the
are
land
splitting
around them
in half, because the food that was
Si ustedes
provided
se
for
recuerdan
them
los que han
is no
venido,
longer
la
available.
roca
They've
grande
already
que
eaten
se
it
ve
all.
desde Peña
Y también
Blanca,
perdieron
If you
comida
remember,
con-
those of
con
you
la
who have
creciente
come,
del
the
agua.
big
with the
boulder
water
that you can see from Blanca, they
está
also
haciendo
lost
movimientos.
all of their
It's
food
moving.
y
that they
desde
had
allá
stored up.
se hizo una gran
También
apertura en la
la
tierra.
necesidad
And
básica
from that
es el
place
agua.
down,
The basic
a
need, the most
big split
basic
has
need
happened
right
in the
now is
ground.
water.
Y la tierra se
Entonces,
está
comida
rajando,
y agua.
se sigue
So water
moviendo la
and
tierra
food.
y hace
Tenemos
ruidos.
que
And it
llevar muchas
continues
bolsas
to
de
move.
agua.
The
We have
land
to
continues
provide
to
a
move and
lot
shake, and
of,
it keeps making noises from within.
many
Están
bags of
parados
water.
sobre- y en
Por lo
ese
menos
momento
tenemos
siente
que
uno
llevar
cómo
dos
se mueve la
paquetes de
tierra y hace
bolsas.
ruidos.
You can stand
We-
there, and then
we have to
you can
take
feel how the
approximately
land is
2 big
shaking and it
bags,
starts making noise.
Entonces
That have
nosotros,
many little
si
bags per
conseguimos en el
family of
nombre del
water.
Señor todas estas
Y estar
provisiones,
So if we're
llevando
able to get all of
por lo
these
menos dos
supplies
veces
for
por
them,
semana o una
lo
vez por
vamos a
semana.
llevar hasta
then we
donde
have to
está
be
la-
taking that
la
to them at
quebradura de la
least.
tierra.
We're going to
2
take them up
times a
until
week.
the place where
También
the land
tenemos
is
que llevar
broken.
pampers,
Y ellos tienen
We
que
have to
caminar
also take
como 2
diapers.
horas desde sus
papel
comunidades.
higiénico.
And the people
Toilet
of the
paper,
different communities have to
toallas
walk down
sanitarias
about
para
2
mujeres,
hours, sanitary
montaña,
supplies
from the
for
mountain,
women,
hasta donde nosotros les
jabón,
vamos a dar los
to where
papeles
we are,
y
so we
algunos
can give them the
medicamentos
sacks of
como-
some medication,
para
porque
que
hay
ellos
mucha
puedan
gente
llevar hasta
enferma.
sus
because there are a lot
So
of
that
people
they
who
can
are
carry them
sick
up to their
in the middle of the
Porque no hay
pandemic.
otra manera,
Para
Because
la
there's
tos,
no other way right
We
now.
have to have
raciones.
cough
We ask
syrup,
for your prayers,
porque es lo que ahorita ocupamos, que el pueblo
Tylenol,
de Dios nos unamos en oración.
because that's what we need right now for the people of God to be able to unite in prayer and other things that don't require a medical prescription.
Tenemos una situación bien
So
complicada
that the
We have a really
mountain of El
complicated
Ocote and
situation right
Sabión
now.
will not fall on
Eh,
top of them.
Ni
de
que la- ni que el
dimensiones.
Señor,
So we're hoping
se
in the
podrían
Lord.
decir
todo lo que sea
apocalípticas.
posible de parte de
we have
ustedes
something
Everything
that's
that's
to
possible
really
on behalf of all of you, kind
será
of
de gran bendición.
because
apocalyptic
it will be a great
seeming
blessing for everybody
dimension.
involved.
Podemos orar
Because we
porque
can
las
pray.
tierras, Pero ahora las es montañas se oración y están acción. abriendo
Now we
por
have
la
to
mitad.
pray
because
and
the mountains
act.
are opening
Nosotros, pues,
from
no
they're
tenemos
splitting
los
from the
medios
middle.
para
We don't have
cubrir.
the means to be able to
Y-
cover all the
y
need.
las casas se están partiendo por la mitad.
And houses are
Pero
splitting
no tengo
in half.
para dar.
Si ustedes se recuerdan, los
yo
que han venido,
estamos mi familia,
la
la
roca
grande
grande
que se ve desde
para
Peña
llevarlo,
Blanca.
If you remember, those of you who have come, the big
So we can
boulder
give
that you
everything
can see
that-
from
that
Peña
we're
Blanca,
able to,
but we
está
don't
haciendo
have enough with my
It's
family and our
moving.
church and
Y
our
desde
community. We
allá
don't have
se
enough
hizo
to
una
meet
gran
the need of
apertura en la
everybody
tierra.
that is
And
involved
from
and
that
everybody that's
place
victims. So now
down,
we're
a
making ourselves
big
available to be
split
able
has
to
happened in
receive
the
from
ground.
anybody who
Y la
is willing
tierra
and
se
who is
está
able, so we
bajando
can go and
hasta-
take this to the
hasta
people
la
who
comunidad
need it the
del
most.
Guayabo abajo.
Nosotros
Toda
vamos
la
a
fe
empezar
y el
de
Guayabo
ahora y
están siendo
mañana
afectados
vamos a estar
porque
preparando
esa
las
abertura
instalaciones
está
del Ministerio
rompiendo la
Nuevo
tierra
Edén.
con
From
todo
today
y
and tomorrow, we're
casas.
going to be
So
preparing
from
the church
that
building of
place
Ministerio Nuevo
down,
Edén.
para
It covers
cualquier
2 communities
emergencia que
called
se
El
presente.
Guayabo
For
and
whatever
the other one's called
emergency
La
that may
Fe.
come up.
So all the way
Vamos a
down is being
necesitar ahí
split
colchas.
by
We're gonna
by the
need,
like from the
um,
middle. It's being
colchones.
split
We're gonna
because of
need
what started up
mattresses.
top.
Ya yo les envié fotografías con,
And we're gonna
con mi
need-
hermana María Melgarejo
I've already sent
Covers.
pictures through Maria Melgarejo
para
y ahora para llevar la comida
to be able to put
es
them on the
imposible
ground and
porque las
provide
calles
and
se
make a
derrumbaron.
shelter for these people.
Allá en la colonia Sabión hay un derrumbe grande, las calles se deshizo, no existe más calle en muchas partes.
So it's really seemingly impossible to drive up there with food supplies because the land has been destroyed so much that the roads are no longer existent in many of the parts that led to the different communities in the mountain.
Y también, Dios le bendiga hermanita, y también en la fe,
And also in La Fe community,
la calle se destruyó.
the road has been destroyed.
No pueden pasar los carros porque se quebró la tierra, se quebró la calle y está profundo los zanjos.
Yeah, the ditches there that have been caused by all of this are so deep that nobody can drive up there, and the land is broken and the roads are also broken.
Y se sigue moviendo la tierra y hace ruidos.
And it continues to move. The land continues to move and shake, and it keeps making noises from within.
Estás parado sobre y en ese momento siente uno cómo se mueve la tierra y hace ruidos.
You can stand there, and then you can feel how the land is shaking and it starts making noise.
Entonces nosotros, si conseguimos en el nombre del Señor todas estas provisiones,
So if we're able to get all of these supplies for them,
los vamos a llevar hasta donde está la quebradura de la tierra.
We're going to take them up until the place where the land is broken,
Y ellos tienen que caminar como 2 horas desde sus comunidades
and the people of the different communities have to walk down about 2 hours
por la montaña
from the mountain
hasta donde nosotros les vamos a dar los
to where
costales de
we
comida
are, so we can give them the sacks of food
para que ellos las puedan llevar hasta sus comunidades.
so that they can carry them up to their communities.
Porque no hay otra manera ahorita.
Because there's no other way right now.
Eso es lo que está pasando en aquella comunidad.
That's what's happening in that community.
Hay otras comunidades, pero las comunidades que están en nuestras posibilidades de alcanzar ahorita,
There are many other communities that are affected, but the communities that are at our reach right now,
porque también tenemos las comunidades que ya estuvimos ayudando, la colonia Las Quebradas,
are the ones that we mentioned, but we also have communities like Las Quebradas
y El Cielito,
and El Cielito that we've been helping out recently,
donde está el pastor Walter.
where Pastor Walter is.
Anoche se hundió la escuela y el kinder.
Yesterday night, the school and the kindergarten sunk in the land,
Y 6 casas.
and 6 different houses got sucked in by the ground.
En Las Quebradas ya no hay más gente.
There's no more people in the Quebrada community.
Ellos están en un campamento que se llama Camino al Cielo
They're in a camp called Camino al Cielo,
y las demás personas están en El Cielito y un lugar que le llaman Miraflores.
and everybody else is in a community called El Cielito and another place called Miraflores.
Pero en este preciso momento
But in this moment exactly,
yo no sé nada,
I have no idea what else is going on there.
porque nuestra comunidad siguiente, que se
Because
llama Los Naranjos,
because the following community, it's called Los Naranjos,
es como un lago
is like a big lake right
y no
now.
se puede pasar, no se puede
And
ir
there's
hacia
no
acá.
way of getting to the mountain communities that we
Ni
just
tampoco
mentioned.
podemos ir a las montañas
We can't go to the mountains
para ver qué pasó con ellos.
to see what happened to
Ni
them.
podemos hablar porque se reventaron las líneas de comunicación, no hay electricidad, no hay teléfonos.
And we
no-
can't talk to them either because all of the telephone lines and all of the wires and everything that connects to the electricity have been completely disconnected, and there's no way of communicating with them.
Entonces también tenemos que prepararnos para ayudar a esas comunidades.
So we also have to prep in order to be able to help those communities.
Porque las necesidades ahora van a ser mayores, pero no sabemos hasta que yo pueda tener comunicación con el pastor Walter.
But the
de-
need is going to be so much greater now, but we don't know exactly what it is until I'm able to have communication with Pastor Walter at some point.
Hasta ese momento sabremos cuáles son los daños que han sucedido
And until then, we'll know what the real damage is that happened around
en
them,
las quebradas
en Las Quebradas
y el Cielito.
and in El Cielito.
Y no sé qué más pudo haber pasado a los alrededores hasta que ya podamos tener contacto con ellos.
And we won't have any idea of what the damage around those communities are until we're able to have communication with the pastors.
Porque la comunidad donde el pastor Walter vive
It's a community where Pastor Walter lives.
también está teniendo daños, pero no sabemos.
It also is
ahorita.
having a lot of is being rumored to have had a lot of damage, but we just don't know exactly what that damage was until we get to talk to him.
Y
We'll
la
know.
calle que va para Las Vegas, Santa Bárbara,
And the road that leads to Las Vegas, Santa Barbara,
el pavimento desapareció por partes.
the pavement, the road has disappeared by parts, by segments.
Solo se mira una zanja profunda
You'll just see deep ditches,
y arrastrando casas y quebrando casas.
and it just keeps dragging houses and taking them in the ground.
Ahí algo geológico está muy dañado.
Something in the ground, something geological is really damaged.
Ahí tienen que venir, como todas estas comunidades, tienen que venir los expertos para saber si esta gente puede seguir viviendo ahí.
We have to have experts come here to see if people can even continue living there further on.
Y les pedimos sus oraciones,
And we ask for your prayers,
porque es lo que ahorita ocupamos, que el pueblo de Dios nos unamos en oración
because that's what we need right now for the people of God to be able to unite in prayer,
para que la montaña del Ocote y de la Sabillón no se vaya a caer encima de ellos,
so that the mountain of El Ocote and El Sabion will not fall on top of them,
ni que la montaña de la fe se vaya a derrumbar con esa roca,
nor that the mountain of La Fe will continue splitting or falling on top of itself with landslides due to that boulder.
porque se perdería parte de Peña Blanca,
Because part of Peña Blanca would also be lost.
Cañaveral,
Part of Cañaveral would be
La
lost.
Fe,
La Fe would be lost. Many different surrounding communities
todo
would be
eso
lost,
sería destruido
and it would be
totalmente.
destroyed completely.
Solo la mano del Señor puede detener eso.
Only the hand of the Lord can completely control and stop that.
Porque esa piedra desde el huracán Mitch
Because that boulder from Hurricane Mitch,
ya se quedó movida, ya quedó,
it was
ya
already
quedó,
moved.
ya quedó ella suelta
It's already been loosened.
y quebró y quedó un gran abismo en el pie de ella.
And right below it, there is a huge abyss.
Y ahora con todo esto
And
que
now
está
with everything
pasando,
else that's happening,
es algo que nunca lo había visto la comunidad.
it's something that community and those communities surrounding it have never seen before.
Cuando uno va ahí siente pánico
When you go there, you feel panic.
y estamos esperando en el Señor
So we're hoping in the Lord,
todo lo que sea posible de parte de ustedes
everything that's possible on behalf of all of you,
será de gran bendición.
because it will be a great blessing for everybody
Porque
involved.
podemos orar,
Because we can pray.
pero ahora es oración y acción
Now we have to pray and act.
y nosotros pues no tenemos los medios para
And we
poder
don't have
cubrir.
the means to be able to cover all of the need.
Podrías dar lo que tuviera, pero no tengo para dar. Solamente estoy yo, estamos mi familia, la iglesia, para llevar lo que llega a nuestras manos y llevarlo a los necesitados.
So we can give everything that we're able to, but we don't have enough with my family and our church and our community. We don't have enough to meet the need of everybody that is involved and everybody that's a victim. So now we're making ourselves available to be able to receive from anybody who is willing and who is able, so we can go and take this to the people who need it the most.
Nosotros vamos a empezar de ahora y mañana, vamos a estar preparando las instalaciones del Ministerio Nuevo Edén
From today and tomorrow, we're going to be preparing the church building of Ministerio Nuevo Edén
para cualquier emergencia que se presente.
for whatever emergency that may come up.
Vamos a necesitar ahí colchas,
We're going to need
colchones
mattresses,
y vamos a necesitar cobijas
and we're going to need covers
para que tirarlos en el piso y
to be able to put them
acomodar.
on the ground and provide and make a shelter for these people.
Porque si las personas de allá no se pudieron mover, quizás las personas de acá de la montaña del pastor Walter sí se puedan
Because if the
mover.
people from Pastor Jeremias's mountain were not able to move and get down here, the people from Pastor Walter's mountain might be able to.
Yo los voy a estar manteniendo al tanto
I'm going to keep you updated
conforme vaya obteniendo la información de parte de los pastores de las comunidades.
as I'm able to get the information from all the pastors of the communities.
Manténgase por favor atentos en oración
Please stay alert and
Unámonos.
stay in prayer. Let's unite.
y oremos para que lo que se está formando en el océano de nuevo
Let's
se
pray
detenga en el nombre de Jesús.
that whatever else is forming in the ocean right now will be stopped in the name of Jesus.
Recordémonos que si el Señor calmó los vientos y los mares desde una lancha,
Let's remember that if the Lord calmed the storm from a boat,
también mucho mejor lo puede hacer desde el trono de la gracia.
He can do it so much greater from the throne of grace.
Que Dios les bendiga.
May God bless you all.